Hi everybody, my name is Harry Jacobs and I am the North of 60 Gamer, and welcome to the North of 60 Gaming channel. Today we are going to continue exploring a small box game. You know I'm going on a cruise. 39 days to go as of today. Probably when you see this video it'll be closer to 35 days, but right now it's 39 days, getting very, very excited. But today we're going to take a look at Micro City. This is a small little type game. It is not a mint game. It's a little bigger than that, but it's not much bigger than a tiny epic game. And I want to show you this game. It is solo or 1 to 4 players. So we're going to take a look. Can we build a city? I don't know, but let's take a look at Micro Cities. Here is the box. My camera is quite low right now, so we can really focus into Micro City 2nd edition. Destroy games. It's for 1 to 4 players. Takes 10 to 45 minutes. 14 and up. There is the back. Whoops. And there's the back of the box with all the information. I'm not even going to try to read this. As you know, I have cataracts and I can't read this. Well, not without some problem. Let me see. I can try to get in here. I'll lift the glasses up. It says, Micro City is a compact game in which you take the role of an engineer whose task it is to build a metropolis. Plan your actions and build your cities wherever you like, at home, on the train, on the plane. Several game modes, various challenges, and random distribution of districts will make each game different. And seeing that I'm going to be on a plane, and I'm going to be on a ship, and I'm going to be in a hotel, Micro City might be the best game to take along. So let's open the box and take a look. So as always, the first challenge is to open the box, and which we're going to do. I pre-started it a little bit just so I'm not as fumbly. You can see the box is very small. In fact, I'm going to reach over and bring out Doom Machine. There is the smallest game I own, Doom Machine, and it is a mint game. This is a wonderful game. This is coming with me. We'll just put that off to the side. Let's open the box here. Oh my gosh. So the first challenge the second challenge I should say after opening the box is, of course, getting this open. These vacuum sealed. We have a silicone thing in there. We have a little itty bitty rule book. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm probably going to have to download the PDF on this just so that I can actually read it. But there is the rule book right up on top, very tiny. There are the mats, and I think they look like tiny epic size, and they may even fit a mat. So it looks like these are the turn mats for probably, I'm not sure. And this is quarter types. I don't know what the industrial. Oh, okay. So these are the different quarters: the industrial, commercial, residential, logistics, and seaport. So each game has a quarter that you're going to visit and do something in. Here's your investment types and the final phase. So it looks like you have your phases here. And then we have some sort of, I think, turn markers. I think these are all different variants. We'll have to explore that in the rules a bit. We'll put that over here. In the box, we have some dice. We've got some what they call investment cubes. We've got workers. They say 1 to 4, but I'm looking at it. It looks like more like 1 to 2 because there are only like 2 workers. And then little itty bitty things to track your resources, and then the rest are just cards. And these look like almost standard Magic cards. Let's just take a look. Yeah, they are. They are standard Magic cards. 88 by. You can see I'm looking at the Mayday sleeves. As you can see, these are standard sleeves. They might actually fit in the box with the sleeves. That would be very, very cool, because my wife will tell you I love the sleeve. But that is what's in the box. What I would probably do is I would get one of my little plastic boxes, which I'll grab out there, wherever it is, out there somewhere in my room. Outside of this room, there's a box full of sleeves and miscellaneous stuff. And then we'll sleeve these up, and then we'll get playing. So that is what's in the box of Micro City. And I'm fumbling along here. So anyway, we'll see in a few, and we're going to play this and get at it. So I've organized Micro City. Today I am a star. Actually, this is my Alaskan t-shirt. We went to Alaska a couple of years ago on a Trans-Pacific cruise from Vancouver to Tokyo, and it was absolutely marvelous. If you ever get an opportunity to go to Tokyo, whether you cruise or not, it is a wonderful city. The culture is nothing like you can imagine. It is so different than anywhere else that we've been in around the world. So let's open the box. We have organized it somewhat. Actually, it organized quite well. One of the surprising things is that it all fits in the box still. So there's some more advanced, here's some more advanced resource management tracking, a little bit bigger than what is on the box. There are advanced games in this. There is, of course, the quarter types and the rules, and we're going to be concentrating on the solo rules. I have put most of the blue and red stuff in this one bead container. I like these bead containers because they're dirt cheap. From Amazon, you can buy about 30 of them for about $20, and they're so much better than geek boxes. I like them, and they come in different sizes, so I don't always have to have something in the size. Now, I kept these in the bag, but these are your engineers. Right here is your engineer. There's your gold markers and various resource markers and your time markers. So basically, this game is a deck of cards, and we'll pull out some of the cards here. So as we pull out the cards, right on top is your basic mode, and there's two modes. You can play sort of an easier version or a hard version and an extended mode. So you're going to buy both on the A and B side of the buildings. And so these are turn markers, of course. These have to do with optional or variations. These plans, same as these. What you're really trying to do is build these, and these are the A and B sides, and this one is an A side, I believe. Let me just see here. You got to excuse my trying to lift up my glasses to see. But most buildings have an A and a B side, so let's just find a building. Like here we are. Here's the Empire State Building. So sometimes there's a harder size on these. Let's just see that we can find one. Here we are. So here is one with an A side where it's easy to build these versus the this side where B, or you can make an extended play where you can play the A and the B sides. And we're going to go around the city in these districts, and you can see the districts here, and we're going to play these cards, and each one of these cards we can only use once, and until we use them all up and basically bring them back in our hand. And that's a typical mechanic, and we'll do more of this. I'm just sort of going through the cards here. So these are the cards we're going to use, and you go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Each of the two players will get a set of these. You have an upper sort of standard action, and then a lower, more powerful action if you use the dice. Same with the, this is the movement. So the way the game is framed is you're going to roll the dice. You're going to manipulate your dice. If you have any gold, you can go up or down. Like a 1 can become a 2, a 6 become a 5. You cannot wrap around. And then you can either take it, then you have to find the best action. Then you discard that card. Then you will move. Now this is the seaports, and this is again another variant. But here are the districts. And so you'll move, you'll start on a district, and then you'll take a district action. So each district action will have something that you can do. So let's find a good one here. So there might be there's often a basic action and then a more powerful action. So, and we'll explain all that as we get to play. But that's how all the components fit back into the box. And we are going to figure this out, and we're going to be playing this in a few minutes. So just bear with me as I get ready to play. So we'll be back in a moment. For you, it'll be seconds. For me, it'll be probably a moment or two, because I am working today, so I'm just taking a bit of a lunch break to get some video done, and we will be talking about Micro City again. Cruise! We'll talk to you later. So here is the setup. We have set up, we have our 4 quarters, we have our engineer. We're going to just leave our engineer right there. That seems an apropos place because everything I want is kind of in this area. Here's the building that we have selected. We are on the A side. And the A side on the easy mode is 10 turns. We've set that to 10 turns. So there we are. This is the building that I am building. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 stories basically. Looking at the basic rules, right there on the easy level is 10 turns. So we have ourselves 10 turns, which is there. We start with 2 gold and no wood, steel, or rock. And we have our cards all ready to go. Our engineers ready to go. Our dice are ready to go. That is the setup. This is a 5-5-5 game. 5 minutes to set up. 5 minutes to learn. maybe 10 minutes to learn, and of course 5 minutes to tear down. So it's a very, very easy game, a very good game to take on a Greek cruise, perhaps. Anyway, we are going to start the game because this is the entire setup. Now, there are variants. There's logistic cards, there's seaports, there's other buildings. This is not a challenge building. This is the basic building. The challenge buildings, of course, offer more challenge. There are other cards that will give you more challenges in terms of building things, blueprints, all those types of things. But today, we're just going to learn the basic game. So without further, I'm just going to go off. I've got to go back to work for a bit. Then I'm going to come back and we're going to play this game. So I will see you all in about, well, seconds for you. Probably about 3 or 4 hours for me. Big surprise, folks. There's no surprise. I film this over sometimes a week. This game actually is probably all within a couple of days. But right now, we are really looking at about a week in work in terms of playing the game, setting it up, learning how to play, sleeving it. It really depends on how fast the games are, and we are trying to concentrate on smaller games. Anyway, I will talk to you all later. Oh, I wanted to shout out a friend of mine, Chris Taff. He's just having some stuff going on, and I want to make sure that he is happily gaming. And Chris, my best goes out to you. Of course, I'm not going to mention, things that are going on in my friends' lives, but let it be aware that put Chris, my friend Chris Taff, in your thoughts. Thanks all. So it's wonderful to be back. We're down at the table. We have it all set up. I've put my little engineer here in this spot, and I'm just going to bring up one of these cards a little closer, and you can see what it looks like. And there's the different quadrants, and each quadrant has a action, and any orientation is fine. So even though it's upside down, the main actions are here. If you take a look at, I could take any resource, but if I use a dice, it becomes more powerful, and it allows me to take 2 resources. So we will wrestle through the iconology of that, but because of that, we have this wonderful card right here that's going to help us with the iconology. And I'm going to shrink myself a little bit now. So one of the things we're going to do is it's just playing on the basics. So the first thing we're going to need is rock, a lumber, and a steel, and we are building the basic game A. We have 10 turns to do that. I feel like Time Team. We are going to build this building. Hopefully we'll find all the resources we need, and we only have 10 turns to do it. If you haven't seen Time Team, Tony Roberts is absolutely amazing. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll our dice. So we've rolled a 2 and a 4. So 2 and a 4 gives us more powerful actions. We can come over to the cards. So now we have to decide whether I want to change these dice, and then we'll do our movement. So that's, if we follow along this bouncing ball here, it says, roll 2 dice and place them in your dice pool. We did. We can change the dice by paying 1 material or 2 gold. Generally, you would play a material if you want to wrap it around, but generally it's 1 gold for anything else. We can remove an investment marker, but we don't have any on the board. And we may sell a material for 1 gold. And that is the preparation phase. So we're okay here. We're not going to change the dice, I don't think. It says, and so here's the number 2. So if we were to play number 2, we would get 1 movement, which is fine because I do want that steel. So here's a 4 here, but the problem is I don't have a 2 to move. Which is fine, because I don't mind getting a steel, because we need more wood than anything else. It would be nice to be able to get to the wood, but I would have to use either the 2 card, or the 3 card, or the 4 card. Now we do have a 4 card, and we can either remove a investment. Now it's important never to run out of investments, because if you do, you will lose the game. And upgrade a district, so we can flip the side B. Well, let's take a look at what side B does. Okay, if we look it over, and because we're this way, so we're going to flip it over to side B. we would still have a 6 here. So a 6 or a 1. That doesn't really help us. So I don't know if that is... it might be worth to do that. Just to get to the 2, because that would get me to the lumber, which is a 4. The problem, of course, is that I'd love the 4 to be here. So alternatively, I can take this 2. I can move 2. Of course, we are here. And then use to buy a resource, which we could. So we could bypass the steel, perhaps, to buy a steel for a gold, and then come over here and use our 4 to get 2 wood. And we'd, of course, have to make an investment. So what I'm going to do is exactly that. So I'm going to play this card. Now, we're going to normally discard it, and I'm just going to use a few markers here, and that just says that it's unusable for now. And so we're going to move our 2, 1, and 2. Then I'm going to take the small action, which allows me to take a gold. And I think what we're going to do is take a rock. Well, rock is here or steel. Well, let's take a steel for now. Then we're going to use this 4 on this to build 2 wood. 1, 2, which is good because we've got starting of 2 wood for that, and we have the steel and that for now. Oh, and we had to make an investment. So we have to make our investment here. We've already used this. Well, if we want to use it again, we're going to have to figure out how to take it off. Generally, you can spend a gold to do that. 1 material or 2 gold. Final place. Place the investment on a card. If it doesn't have one, if there are no available investment markers, you lose. Move the time 1 spot. And gain gold if both dice are available in your pool. Well, both dice were not available in our pool because we used it to get the extra wood. So we now need we need the rock right there. So we're hoping if we can get a 5, that would be amazing. So we come around again and we just roll the dice. We have a 6 and a 3. That did not quite turn out the way I was hoping. But that's okay. Six or 3. One of these lets me build. That's an upgrade. Yeah, or I can build, but we've already used that card. So we really can't build unless we go up here with that 2. So we only want to go 1. What we're going to do is we're going to use our 1 card here. And then we're going to move our engineer 1. We're not going to manipulate the dice. What we're going to do is take our rock. And then we've removed that because we're taking the smaller action, and then we'll just put our investment back here, and we've ticked that down. Now we're going to have to get over to a build, so we're going to need a 2 action to get us here, or we can always take our cards back here for, I think there's one of them that allows us to take our cards back. Oh yeah, here, don't move the time marker. Oh, okay, don't move the time, or, okay. So anyway, I'm playing for the first time, as you can see. Oh, we have double 3s. I don't know what that connotation is. That 3 is not here. I could use some gold. I'm just trying to think here. Pay 3 gold and to get any 2 or remove. No. Gold to get that. There's that build action. It takes 1 full turn to take our cards back. So I don't think that is the best thing we can do. I could do this, remove a card or get a resource. Wow, I could do that. And we can move 2 to here. And I wouldn't mind getting another wood. So let's take our 2. We're going to use the number 4. And we're going to move 2, 1, 2. And in this case, I'm going to gain a resource, so I'm going to take another wood. And then I'm going to take a build action. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my resource here. I'm going to pay a rock, a wood, and a stone. Now to mark this, as you can see, I am going to lose a investment marker. So our investment pool gets lower and lower as we go up. So if we're playing a more competitive game or a more challenging game, we might have a building that's going to take away quite a few of these. At the end, we put our investment marker on. And that is the end of the turn. And you can see our choices get less and our buildings get less, but we can move again, and we just need a 1 and we can build another building. So, and of course we tick down our turn. We come back around to the start. We're going to roll our dice. We have a 5 and a 1. Okay, this might be a good one because I don't have a 1. A 5 is the more powerful one. Is take 2 gold and remove. Okay, well, I don't have 2 gold. I only have 1 gold. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to. Oh, and because I didn't use the dice the last time, I do actually get a gold. So what I'm going to do is go here. I think I'm going to use this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this card here, which is the number 5 card. So we'll put a little marker on there. There we are. I am going to use the more powerful action too, because it'll allow me to play 2 gold to get 2 resources. So you can see what's going to happen is now I'm going to pay 2 gold eventually, but first we're going to do this. We're going to manipulate the dice if we want, and I don't want to manipulate the dice because I want my 2 gold. And then what's going to go? I'm just going to move here. We're of course then going to take our action, which is going to allow us to build. I'm going to take our 2 wood, and of course we're going to take another investment. So we have 2 of the 4 buildings I have to. Now I'm going to take this action. I'm going to spend my 2 gold, which leaves me nothing, in order to take 2 steel. 1, 2. And remove one of our houses. So let's do that. And then we're eventually going to need some wood and a rock. So there's a rock and here we can go here, or probably here and here. So we're in good shape or we can come back this way because there's a crate here, which means I can take any resource, and there's steel there. Okay, that is the end of the turn. We're going to tick down. We are going to roll our dice. Double 3s again. I must be the most unluckiest person in the world. I don't have a 6. But what would white do? I have a 3, which I can't do. Gain 2. I wish I had a 6, but I don't have enough gold even to do that. Okay, that makes sense to me. So I am going to take the 6 action, and I'm going to take the 6 action. I can only move 1, but that is okay because I'm going to just move up to here. And then I'm going to take the build action because I have 2 steel. I am going to put our building here. That is the end. We are going to now be able to gain $2 or 1 and retrieve. So since we're not, we're not paying gain $2 or take an action. So we are close to the crate. Either way would work. Let's take a wood. That is the end of our turn. We have to make an investment up here, of course, as we move along. We only have one card left, in which we're going to have to spend a couple of bucks to retrieve. Or a full turn, I should say. If I can't pay, I think I can have a full turn to retrieve cards. I have a 2 and a 4. We only need the 1 here. And we need steel. Oh, I need a rock. So that works out well. So I'm just going to move the 1. But it'd be nice to... Oh, I have a 4. Oh, that's even better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this card, which is fine. So I'm going to move 1. Going to move 1. I can set a die. I don't really need to do that, so I can set a die to any value. Actually, what we'll do is go over here, because I need the rock. Oh, I need the rock. Yes. No, I took the wood and I need the rock. I need the rock. I am going to use this. Set 1 dice to any value. I'm going to set that to a 1. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our 1, go over to here. That gives us 2 rocks. 1, 2. Okay. Of course, we have to make our investment. We're going to tick our time down. I don't think we did that the last time, so we're basically down on to the last couple turns. And that is the end. Now, I think... So we're going to do our preparation phase, and we're just going to follow along again. So in the project phase... we're going to do the OR, which says, retrieve all project cards and move your engineer 1/4. So we're going to retrieve all our cards and move our engineer here. I tick down to another turn. We're going to roll the dice. I really just have to move 1 here. We have a 1 and a 2. I wish I had a 3. Oh, wish I had a 3. There, if I had a 3, I could build, but that's okay. At this point in time, let's just see. Remove 2 from any area. No, I don't really care about that. I don't really need to do that. Retrieve 1. Sure, I'm going to do this just because I can. I don't need to manipulate the dice. I'm going to move over to here. I'm going to have a build action. I am going to build the last of my... So I'm going to take that to retrieve one of the houses. I can retrieve 2 if I want to use the dice, but there's no real need to. So I am going to take the action. We're going to remove one of our investments. Then we're going to come over here in our investment phase, and we're going to invest over to here. We're going to build a building. We're going to spend the last resources that we need, take our investments, and voila! That is the end of the game. That's as simple as this game gets. It's an amazing little game. I really quite enjoyed it. I'm certainly going to want to do a more challenging card, but let's go down. Let's talk about the final thoughts here. So as we go out on our cruises and our vacations, I often look for these types of games, micro a city. And so some final thoughts here. Easy to set up. It was fairly easy to learn. I mean, it looks a little daunting because it's a very thick book, But if you just stick with the basic game, the basic solo game, it really wasn't much to learn. There it is right there. It really wasn't much to learn. So I would say it's a 555 game. Once you've learned the basic game, you can sort of branch off and add variants such as seaports and other types of things. You can play up to 2 players, which is excellent. So my wife and I could play. You could probably even play this on an airplane if you're careful, but the big thing about airplane is you jostle it, next thing you know, this is all over the floor. But certainly I could sit there if I had some time and go to the game room in a cruise ship or go to a bar and just sort of lay it out and start playing, have a beer, enjoy the sunshine. This is going to be along with my Doom machine here. So I'm going to take this along with Doom machine, certainly with us when I go on my cruise. So this is a really decent game. I really enjoyed it. It's a fast-playing game, as you saw. I don't think that this played in more than 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes tops, which is perfect when you're not pressed for time. So this is a good game. It wasn't expensive. I think it was $26 from 401 Games in Toronto. And it's certainly a cruise-worthy game. So I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up for the cruise worthiness of this. It's going to pack small. You can put it in your day pack. You get bored sitting around somewhere not seeing the sights. Not that you're going to be bored. I'm going to Turkey, man. I'm going to Istanbul. Going to go to the market. Going to go to Greece and Santorini. And why would I want to be sitting around playing games? Doesn't make sense. But at night or the 1C day, or why I'm, get up in the morning. I get up at 5 in the morning waiting for my wife to move along. And so this is a great game to do that with. Anyway, this is it. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Hit the like button. Make some comments below. Make some noise. Say hello to me. I am going to post this on some of the cruise, the Jade, because I'm going out on the Jade. So next year the year after, sort of in the fallish time, we're looking to go with some friends on a cruise, Robert and Z, and that's going to be exciting. The last time we went with friends on a cruise was about 10 years ago when we were on the Queen Mary 2, and that was a lot of fun when we took a cruise on the Queen Mary 2 down and around the Caribbean. That was the first time I tasted 150 proof rum. Don't do that. It is like drinking alcohol. But that is it for me. Again, my name is Harry Jacobs. I am the North of 60 Gamer. This is the North of 60 Gaming channel. I appreciate you being here. So have a great gaming day, and we will talk to you next time.